Hi, my name is Alison and I'm the founder of HoneyBadgerRadio, and I have a doozy for you today. Johnny Depp's album review, What He Sings and What He Means, by UK Times' Jonathan Dean. We can't take what Depp says at face value or even give him good faith. No, we're going to go with absolutely the worst possible interpretations of some of the most only vaguely referential statements on anything to do with his recent trials. Subtitled, The Actor Has Released album 18 with Jeff Beck in his first big statement since the Amber Heard trials. I know you're really groping to try to make this into a statement, but a statement isn't poetry set to music. For the past few years, Johnny Depp's appearances have been largely confined to two bitter, bizarre court cases. Hello, Poison. Hello, Well. First, there was the High Court libel trial, which he lost, over an article that called him a wife-beater. Then, in the U.S., he won a case against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. She's planning to appeal. Her appeal isn't very appealing, though. His film future looks uncertain, with news this week that he will not be returning to the Pirates of the Caribbean films, because he said he wouldn't. Aside from an interview with this paper last year and a couple of Instagram posts, he has rarely spoken in public, but now his silence is broken, with an album that is effectively his first lengthy public statement outside of court in a year. You've managed to pull 4 lyrics vaguely relevant. I see we're using a flexible definition of the term lengthy. Album 18 was made with guitar hero Jeff Beck, 78, formerly of the Yardbirds, and now with Jack Sparrow. Ha ha ha, you made a witty! Depp has also written 2 of the songs, offering an insight into his state of mind. Quote, erased by the same world that made her a star, end quote, he coos on one. This is a song for Miss Heidi Lamar. Quote, spun out of beauty, trapped by its web, unquote. He sounds really sad. On the chorus, Depp sings, quote, I don't believe in humans anymore, end quote, as the strings swell. And yes, he has had a few tough years. But then, as we heard in the court case, he did text his fellow actor, Paul Bettany, and say of Heard, I will fuck her burnt corpse. And that did not make me believe in humans anymore either. Truly, you are the biggest victim of all of this, Dean. Maybe this is just a tribute song. There's no reason to believe that Johnny Depp thinks he's talking about himself, but because it casts him in a bad light, I suppose, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to read his mind for him and tell him what he is actually thinking and doing. This is less death of the author than exhuming the author's corpse and then using his taxidermy body as your ventriloquist dummy. Heidi Lamar was an extraordinary woman who fled Austria in 1937 to become a Hollywood star and invented a radio signal system that would eventually lead to the creation of Bluetooth. One night, I assume, Depp read her Wikipedia page and, as any rampant narcissist would, took a woman battling the odds and made her story about himself. But he was battling the odds. As you can see by the media response and the response of non-government organizations who are circling the wagons around Amber Heard, even though she has admitted to beating Johnny Depp, institutional privilege seems to be going one way here. You're an institution. All of the institutions that republished what you said without any critical thought are also institutions. The ACLU is an institution. They're the ones with the big media presence. You're an institution. You are the odds. I think that's one thing that they're having trouble grasping. You're not the underdogs. He is. You can't go a day without finding yet another establishment media article abusing the poor man. He probably has one of those web blocking apps set to infinity. His other song is called Sad Motherfucking Parade. Yes, really. Wait for it, guys. This one's really good. It sounds like it was written by an incel. Quote, if I had a dime, it wouldn't reach your hand, end quote, growls the man paid $300 million for pirates. Quote, you're sitting there like a dog with a 7-year itch, end quote, he sings. Then comes the line, Quote, and I think you've said enough for one motherfucking night, which is awfully like a threat, which is kind of where this trial started. Credit to Electrical Object 210 from the subreddit Justice for Johnny Depp for finding out this information. These lyrics are from a toast called Hobo Ben Slim, written in about 1964. Did they have incels in 1964? Depp is not new to music, just music you might seek out. Oh, ha 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 ha, a zing. He has been in the rock band Hollywood Vampires with Alex Cooper and played on Fade In, Out, and... Why the fuck do you say that? He has been in the rock band Hollywood Vampires with Alex Cooper and played on Fade In, Out on Be Here Now, the Oasis album the Gallaghers made on cocaine. He met Beck in 2016 and the pair bonded over cars and guitars, saying that they had called their record 18 because that's how old they feel when they play. Depp was a surprise guest on the stage at Beck's concert at the Royal Albert Hall in London in May. Really, though, the album will just be used to glean pointed political messages like other songs throughout rock. Carly Simon's You're So Vain has been linked to Warren Beatty, whom she dated, as well as Mick Jagger and James Taylor. You're so vain, you think this song is about you? Somebody needs to be taking those lyrics to heart. Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do is said to be inspired by her feud with Kanye West. The rest of the tracks on 11 are covers, but no less revealing. Quote, whoever I was is now lost, end quote, laments Depp on the Death and Resurrection show, originally by Killing Joke. Then the actor howls, quote, oh, beloved mother of liberty, come to me, end quote. On his version of Ooh, Baby, Baby by the Miracles, he sings, quote, mistakes, I know I've made a few, but I'm only human, end quote. If this man sung Teletubby nursery rhymes, this person would link it back to the herd. The best bits of 18 are the instrumental. Beck is superb. The riffs are inventive and deep, pinging all over the place. His fans may just wonder why he couldn't hire a proper singer. Indeed, a fan commented under a video of Depp and Beck that, quote, I'd be pissed if I paid to see Jeff Beck and had to sit through this. To which someone with the username Depp's Cheekbones replied, stop ruining people's videos with your hate. What a naughty, grotty mess. This your first rodeo with internet comments? Or are you once again disparaging Johnny Depp's singing? The trial was partly influenced by the power of fans on social media, and Depp's fans were more vocal. Now he has a joint album with an icon to air more grievances. Sir, you may have forgotten. You said this is the first time he's made a statement since the trial. Okay? How can he be airing more grievances if this is the first thing he said? Additionally, these are not grievances. They are observations about life. Well, I guess they could also be grievances about life, but they are not specific. The whole pity party is summed up by a cover of Janice Ian's Stars that Depp mopes through for 6 minutes. He has a voice for acting. Oh, ha 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 ha, a zing. Quote, stars, they come and go, end quote. Depp wants sympathy and will get lots. Heaven forfend he gets sympathy. He's just being pursued by an aggressive narcissist enabled by the institutions that control the largest voice on the planet. You. His fans will buy this. For them, he's a gentleman and heard the devil.
But I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
If he was ever pushed, it was a cold. He called it a cold clock. I mean, it's just very dramatic.
However, others will find it hard to view him with the same repute. For one thing, on his album, he covers Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. But more seriously, he did call his wife an ugly cunt in a text message. And in this country, at least, we are still allowed to call him a wife beater. Some people have asked me why I think that this case is so important. It's because it is the clearest and most obvious example of what we talk about here on Honey Badger Radio. This man was a victim of an abusive woman. She framed him as the abuser, using institutions that are supposed to assist victims of domestic violence and the media. She framed him for 6 years as the abuser. He had to live with that for 6 years. And when he was finally exonerated, the media didn't even miss a beat. They just continued to perpetuate her bullying, narcissistic abuse on him without a second thought, without a single moment of consideration. And not just that, not just any kind of abuse. Taking away his voice. Once again, taking away his voice. Telling him what he thinks and what he feels. Exactly the thing that she did to him.
Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
If he was ever pushed, it was a quote. He called it a cold clock. I mean, he's just very dramatic about it.
Where is his institutional privilege? Where is it? Where?